Okay, the Cryptocodex by Skeeter Green. This is a book about 50 new entities for DCC and MCC RPG. It's $20. It's by Skeeter Green Productions, 77 pages. It's got kind of that rubberized feel that you find on some role-playing games now. There's the spine, and there's the back. So you have 50 new entities. So it's dual stat block. So you've got both of them if you play either of those two games. So I mean, you're getting kind of double, if you play both of them. So that's pretty cool. If you only play one like me, I only play DCC. So that's pretty much what I would use it for. But you'll see how they've done the stat block. So one of my first concerns is this cover is fine. This is a piece of art that I think is pretty good, but it just doesn't show me that this is, or doesn't scream out to me, this is post-apocalyptic critters for your game. I actually believe that this piece of art here is better. It's a superior piece of art to show you what is inside the book. Or at least it is to me. So I kind of wish that those two pieces of art were switched around. So this was a Kickstarter. The budget's not huge on it, obviously. This copy has a white line at the bottom. I don't know if that's part of the print run or what. It is available on DriveThruRPG in PDF form. And I'll have the link down in the description if you want to pick it up or take a closer look at what they've got over there and the price and stuff. This introduction is a little bit hard to read with this font. And it's got dual stats, of course, like it says here. This is part of his setting called The Rage. It's a desolate desert environment. And I guess it's coming soon from his company, SGP. So yeah, it talks about here about the two different types of stat blocks and why they did it. And I mean, obviously that helps to be able to reach both sets of players. Some of the art here is a little bit pixelated. It's a little bit blurry. And it's unfortunate. There's some spot art here and there that I don't think it really fits the motif of what the book's trying to show you, but obviously to try to fill in some white space. I just wish some of this art was a little bit clearer. So, and some of this art too is commercially available out there. So I've seen some stuff in some other products. Here's a table of contents. And this spot art here, like I said, it's a good example of that. I think it's just, if you look real close, I wish it was just a little bit clear. So here we've got the first creature, the Apex Predator. You got the DCC stat block, you got the MCC stat block, and a large descriptive paragraphs here explaining how they fight, kill you, what they eat, what they are. And that's one thing that I think is good in it. It really fleshes out these monsters. It's a shame. I wish that this thing maybe had been shrunk a little bit and put here, because it just kind of messes up the way his face looks here with this dual two-cover spread here of the art. But and then there's some neat ones here. Like right off the bat, I thought it was cool. These Attactopus, pretty much there's 3 different types of them. They're bizarre cephalopods. They can now move on land, and they were created by some malign process or creator. So you've got 3 different types of them, and so you're going to have the DCC stat block, the MCC, and the DCC, MCC. So you can see it's going to take up a good bit of space, but they are, again, fully fleshed out. There's a little bit of confusion for me sometimes about what piece of art is what, but that, I believe, is them. I mean, it does look like a cephalopod, and so yeah, decent. But you can see, again, if you get really close, you're going to notice a little bit of pixelation, but I'm not going to keep harping on that. So again, different types of ones. I really like that. The art is, of course, by a bunch of different artists, and it's gonna eclectic mix. So there's gonna be some pieces maybe you don't like, do like, and so on. So obviously, there's a lot of takes on certain creatures that we've seen before. This is a piece of spot art here that is just, I don't really understand why it's there, other than just to kind of fill it out. But it's not really. I guess it's maybe DCC, but I would think that I feel that most of these creatures here fit more into MCC. But completely playable with DCC. So look at all this for this creature here. So that's not bad. I mean, you're going to really fill them out. He obviously wanted to try to give a lot of life, breathe a lot of life into these creatures. This one's cool, the camelpede. It's pretty much a centipede that's a camel, and that's pretty nasty. It's 25 feet long. And then some more creatures here. Obviously, a lot of them, I can see, desert type environments with them. The drog is pretty good. It's a mixture of a dog and a frog. Different sizes. A lot of them are kind of strange creatures like this, the duplicator, maybe otherworldly type of aliens and stuff like that, powerful beings. And then this one, of course, is just a circle that's black, the void, elemental void. I mean, what else do you do for that? And then these are pretty cool, these elephant crossbreeds. This one thing I really like. There's like an armadillo fant, gorilla fant. So take a, you see here, you can take an elephant and just cram it with another creature, Human fant, pretty much a human, rock. You know, mix it with a huge bird, and of course armadillo. That very much reminds me of the Herculoids. I can't remember the guy's name in that, but it was one of my favorite characters from that cartoon. Kind of reminds me of that right there. There's the gorilla one, the human one. And again, I mean, this is a lot of text, so obviously wrote a lot for it. Put feelers and tentacles on anything's face, and you've already got something that's kind of interesting. This Rageophant looks pretty nasty. Saber-tusked elephant. And then, yes, the rock one right there. So a little bit of white space there. It's all well and good. Because this has got tons of art in it. The flybiter. I'm just going to kind of start skipping over some stuff. You can see a lot of things about hags. Of course, anything with apes, and of course I love. So these are some advanced great apes. Obviously that fits into well with the post-apocalyptic stuff. Immature insects, and so you've got like beetles and ants and stuff. Leprechaun. This is of course the mighty Migo, which we all know and love. So you're going to find these stats, and it's interesting to see different DCC books that have got Migo stats and how maybe they've changed them up, and whether or not people, you know, kind of kept the same formula with that type of creature. These are cool pictoglyphs, pretty much, you know, they're pictoglyphs that are pretty much going to come alive and just try to kill you. So that's pretty cool. But there's, you know, again, well fleshed out. Plague doctors. I love these predative plants. I think this thing looks particularly nasty, just the way that the mouth looks. So again, seedlings, small as they get bigger and stuff like that. Venusian flesh gorger. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm not sure exactly which picture this is for, this piece of art here. I don't know if it's this one. So there's a little bit of confusion. That may just be on me. Instead of robots, it's robots. And this is cool, devouring scarab swarm. It's pretty much like mechanical little scarabs that will, of course, devour you. And then this thing's neat as well. Pollinators. Pretty much it's a creation used to tend large-scale agricultural farms. This piece of art here is okay. It's just, again, a little bit pixelated. A little bit of some random tables. Saurians. So this is a big section in it. Obviously, this is going to be kind of dinosaur type stuff. So you're going to have a lot of these stats. Again, put feelers on them and they're crazy. This thing looks cool. Reminds me of something of an elder god or something from Cthulhu. This thing's nasty. The Tri-Rex, three-headed nightmare of pretty much a three-headed T-Rex. So, I mean, that's just two more nasty heads trying to chomp you. And that's actually pretty cool. These snailoids are probably my favorite thing in here. Pretty much a race of semi-bipedal gastropods between humans and snails, human-sized snails. And so I just think that's neat. I've always liked snails and stuff like that, and slugs. And a good write-up about them. They're different shamans, healers, and warriors. Again, this piece of art here, I mean, it's fine. It's just, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't scream desert post-apocalyptic or any type of post-apocalyptic anything. Technobites are cool. Of course, I'm going to remind you of Cenobites. They are, you know, strong inhabitants of like extra-dimensional spaces. They are compulsive technology collectors, and I think that's pretty neat. Obviously, a huge write-up there. A techno mummy. So again, some stuff for science. You know, not dark magic or curses. It's more like, you know, things of messing around with some sort of scientific hijinks, I guess you could say. But again, large write-up about them. And then these Titans are pretty cool because they're almost, I mean, they're just like massive. They have different Titan types: Law, Balance, Chaos, or Chaos, whichever one you want to say. So obviously huge, powerful creatures. I mean, plus 24 to melee. Damage is huge. Their hit dice are 20d12. I mean, they get 40d24. I mean, these things are just brutes. They remind me of something out of, you know, like some of the more cosmic type of comic books of yesteryear. But overall, pretty cool. And then there are two new player character races. The Piscean, which obviously kind of like a creature from a certain lagoon. You take your pick which one. And how to play them. So, I mean, that's cool. You're getting some new character races. So, the Piscean, obviously, they've got some sort of, they got mutations, even though I guess that's maybe with MCC. With that, with Radburn, it talks about a lot of stuff that's obviously MCC related. And it's obviously not going to fit with your DCC game. And then you've got the XX, which are, you know, obviously they're insects. And pretty cool piece of art there with their stats. And that's it. little bit of art right here in the back of dissecting this critter. So that's the Cryptocodex. So overall, I mean, it's got some neat creatures in it. I do wish that the pictures were just a little bit different here. The art was that instead of this. And just some a little bit choices on art. I think it's a little bit, doesn't really fit it. But yeah, there's some neat creatures in there I think you can use. I mean, the hag is neat. Everybody loves hags. They're always fun and nasty to throw at people. But, you know, if you get real close, again, one of my only other concerns about it, there are some neat creatures in here. I don't know, 20 bucks might seem a little bit steep for it. The PDF probably might be the way to go. I'm not sure about if this was just for the code for the Kickstarter or not, but yeah, like I said, if you like this video, you know, hit like, all that subscribe stuff. Lets me know you're out there. Check out this book in the description if you want to check out the PDF. I think it's $5, but I'm not sure about that. So that link will send you to Drive Through RPG where you can check it out. I don't believe it's on print on demand yet over there, but I bet it will be. So yeah, there it is, the back again. I like that piece of art. I mean, just kind of critters, some sort of aquatic creature-like things coming out of the, maybe the fog or something. So yeah, I should have showed you, like, there it is, there's the front. But still, nothing bad about this piece of art. It's still fine. I just wish they were flipped. So there it is, the Cryptocodex for DCC and MCC RPG. Thanks for watching.